What's up? Just keeping it real. It's your girl, Charlotte, the one and only. So, I wanted to talk about Acho's comments about Angel Race. And I've been wanting to talk about it, and you've probably seen that show where they were all like basically getting on Angel Reese about her popularity and she's known as the bad girl. They kept comparing her to Draymond Green, which, even though I love Draymond, I thought that was uncalled for because she's never been ejected from a game. And they were talking about primarily her interview after she lost, and she was crying and whatnot. First of all, the crying came from, her teammate talking such highly good things about her. And so she wanted to kind of address everything that was going on, what she's been going through, um, with all of, the things that's been in the media, about her, and, people saying stuff with the LA Times interview. It was just a host of things, and it was like kind of her character as a woman was being, put into question, and I didn't like that at all. And can she show emotion? Is that okay? And then where did the Draymond Green thing come in? She's never been ejected from a game. She's never fought anyone on the field, on the basketball court. So why is she being compared to him? Like she has antics or something like that. So I didn't agree with that as well. And probably with this video, I'm probably going to go ahead and find everything that was stated so you guys can see that too, because I want to be able to bring you guys everything, not just so you can hear it from me, but so you can see it if you haven't seen it. And so all of that, to me, it was like I just wasn't in agreement with it. And the one lady that they have on the show, I was really, feeling like she should have spoke a little bit more, because as women we know that we're treated a little different in the sports realm, because first of all, a lot of times we're not supposed to be there, and it's either you be feminine and you get sexist type of behavior because you're feminine and beautiful, or you be butch and then you're always compared to the guys in some way. So it's one or the other, and I don't think that should be either. Let us all just be who we are, within ourselves, and stop trying to compare us. So that's the thing that I wanted to speak about. And if you guys have any comments, please go ahead and put them in the comment section. This is definitely a channel that you can express yourself.
Now, if you want to say, well, Acho, cater your take based upon gender, Acho, cater your take based upon race, I will understand that. But I'm about to give a gender neutral.
So this is what he had to say about Angel Reese. I told you guys I'm gonna always bring it to you.
But then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Because if you want to act grown, which she has, if you want to get paid like you grown, which you are, if you want to talk to grown folks like you grown, which you did post game when you told a coach for an opposing team, watch your mouth. If you want to tell people get your money up, then post game when you take an L, you just got to take it on the chin. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to be the villain. Shout out to you, because you were the second best basketball player on the court, and it was not close. Outside of Caitlin Clark, it was you. 17 and 20. Dog. Showed up. Biggest game, second biggest game of your career. Absolute dog. But you can't, under any circumstance, go to the podium and now try to ask for individuals to give you sympathy. No one has sympathy for the villain. You painted the bullseye on your back. Why are you surprised when people shoot at you? So if you want to act grown, if you want to pose grown, if you want to talk grown, if you want to talk to grown folks grown, then you got to take the L like you grown. for sympathy like a hero. No villains in any sports get that kind of sympathy. Whether it was Richard Sherman in his prime, whether it was Baker Mayfield in college, whether it was Steve Smith, whether it was Akeem Talib, whether it's Draymond Green, if you want to be the villain, you don't have to take it like a villain. So the only thing I didn't like, because Angel Reese's performance, it was phenomenal. But post-game, when you go to the podium and now you want sympathy, where was sympathy for all of those who you exposed your villainness towards? I don't know. That's where I was at, Shay.
No, I listen. I agree with you. Now, she is young. She's a young girl, and she's growing to her adult age. So I get that. But this is a lesson, though, because you can't beat on your chest. You the villain. You the big bag wolf, right? Like you've been doing. I watched games you played last year and this year. You taunting the fans. You girls get fouled out. You waving them by, right? You accepting that role, and I love that. I was like, yeah. Listen, you holding it down. I like that. But then when you lose, you act like that. The tears? Give me a tissue. No. It's a thing they call 10 toes down. If you gonna act a certain way and you gonna talk out and you gonna be big and bad, right? And you gonna have a voice of your own and you don't care who you offend or what you say, that's what it is. It gotta be the same way when you lose. I couldn't believe she had the interview. I couldn't believe she was saying that. Because I watched her taunt these girls. I watched her with Caitlyn. All this, right? Made it big deal. Well, she can do it. Why can't I do it? It was like, okay, cool, right? Right? You talk about everybody. You're not scaring nobody in the press conference. You talk about LSU. Y'all the dogs. Everybody don't like you. Y'all the victims, right? Or not the victims, the villains. And then you cry like that. I didn't like that though, because everybody I know that.
And Caitlyn did that to her. She didn't. She just did it back.
Brooks, right? He gonna stand on it. But he said Draymond Green. He do a lot of stuff that I don't even agree with. But one thing about him.
Now she's being compared to Draymond. And I think Shady is just as accountable as Acho to me in hearing this.
I really enjoy villains. Mm-hmm. I like villains. Mm-hmm. I like villains more than most. But why is she a villain? Because of what she does on the court?
She said she was.
Who made her the villain?
She said she was the villain.
Who made her the villain? Because someone made her the villain. And it wasn't her. She was being herself and bragging the same way that all athletes brag when they win, when they hit a big shot, when they do this. I've seen it a million times. But we don't talk about them the way that we talk about Angel Reese.
That part.
So it's very easy to say that we're just going to eliminate the fact that she is a young girl and eliminate the fact that she is a black girl and eliminate the fact that she's an unapologetic black girl. We can take all that out. I love playing the we don't see color game. We don't see gender game. Let's do that. Do we talk about men who brag after winning or hitting a big shot? The way we talk about Angel Reese?
Absolutely not.
We don't do segments about that because it's very common. We're used to seeing it. It's absorbed differently. There's an expectation of how Angel Reese is supposed to act. The reason we know that
because
is
she's a woman.
That we got from her, and when she did that to Caitlin Clark last year, people didn't like it. Men do that all the time. Joe Burrow, we could pull up so many clips of men doing this and this and this and this.
What about the more taunt to other players though?
All men do this. All these players do it. We don't have enough time to do these segments. We will be here for the rest of our lives.
We got a A block because we
don't have enough time to pull up all the clips of all the men.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it. So everybody, you're all right. Everybody shows up, showboats and all that, right?
Oh.
But there's certain type of players, right, that get a different rap, like a Dylan Brooks, because he does extra stuff. A dude like Draymond Green, he does extra stuff.
She's being compared to Draymond Green and Dylan Brooks that have been ejected from many games and have had fights. She hasn't had none of that.
Everybody don't do that. Like the Dame thing, that's cool, but he ain't losing and saying this is saying that and making it a big deal. Everybody don't do that. She does, and I'm not mad that she does that. I'm with that. Like, yo, if I play basketball, I would be that type of guy. On your face, talking trash, you lose, I would do that. But my thing is, once I lose, I can't go do the victim and crying and all that.
I will say this. We ask for a lot of authenticity from players.
Mm-hmm.
We ask for the real. We ask for emotions. We ask for interviews. We ask for not the cans. Congrats to Caitlin Clark in Iowa. I'm going to make my decision next year. Appreciate you all coming out. We just didn't play our best today. We could have been better. We didn't play our best today. We could have on to Cincinnati, right? We don't like that, right? We want the real. We want the interviews. We want the authenticity. We want the emotion. But then when we get that, don't do that. Don't do that. Be the person that we've put you up here to be. Be the person that someone else said you were because you gloated, because you did something that men do all the time. What I'm trying to say is she didn't make herself the villain. She showed up unapologetically herself in the same way that men do all the time.
But that's everybody,
every Tuesday night in January. No, they don't. They don't do the same thing.
I would say
the same thing, and that's why she's in this position.
But we don't have issue with that. I don't.
What?
Shady does. I don't either. I don't issue with her doing what all the men do all the time. No issue at all. Showing up unapologetically hurt.
But the reason this game is billed the way that it was, the reason that we talk about Angel Reese the way that we do, is because of the reaction to what happened when last year's national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Why did that reaction happen? So what I'm saying is, we all love villains, but sometimes, especially young people, don't realize what comes with being the villain.
That part.
And that is a real thing. And so to say that we do this all equally, we don't. What Angel Reese experiences is not the same thing as what everyone has experienced.
That part.
What her experience is, what she's talking about, right, is not the same experience that everyone has. Everyone has what happened to her.
We don't know.
No, they don't.
But name me some athletes.
Okay, so like I told you guys, I was gonna make sure that I get the response that Acho gave in regards to the Angel Reese backlash that he was receiving. And so I have that response for you. But just to give you a little background, he did say that he had talked to Ryan Clark, and you're going to see also a statement from Ryan Clark on here as well, and so forth. So I'm going to let you listen to that first, and then I'll give my opinion.
Publicly acknowledged their communication, and then Acho just recently posted another video where he accepted the backlash thrown his way and thanked those who reprimanded him respectfully. Here's that video.
I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who has respectfully reprimanded me and offered brilliant opinions on the Angel Reese conversation. I do not believe there is any one way to think about things, but thank you to the Ryan Clarks, the Essence Atkinses, the Bosma St. John's, the Trellas, the different individuals who is publicly and privately just giving me good wisdom, good feedback, good discernment. I understand. I think life is all about understanding. And so I just want to applaud those publicly, you watching, and those privately who have respectfully, the operative word there being respectfully, who have respectfully reprimanded me. Matt Barnes, incredibly wise words. So I thank all of you all for that. I do not stand on a hill saying that I am right and you are wrong. I simply stand on a place saying, hey, this is what I believe. What do you believe? Let's listen to one another and construct a collective belief. So love to everybody who's respectfully reprimanded me, and I appreciate it so very much. Thank you all for that.
To me, Acho's response was very condescending. And it really didn't get anywhere. And I don't know if you saw that tweet that Angel Reese had did, and she said, make sure the apology is as loud as the disrespect. Because I guess she felt like she was disrespected as well. But it's just, very fitting to me that a lot of times when these men make when they make statements that are not right, and different ones in the media correct them on it, they'll thank them, but you still haven't spoke on the words that you were speaking about this young woman. You haven't corrected that. So even if they gave you advice, did you really receive it? Because you didn't act upon it. You didn't say anything as far as what you had said about Angel Reese. In my opinion, to call her a villain, a lot of people put her in that villain category. And I think that's what Joy was trying to say when she had, tried to speak up for Angel, is that she didn't put herself in that category of villain. A lot of people did. So she's like, okay, you want to put me in the villain category? because I am an African American woman, young woman, then I'll take that on. Okay? Put me in the villain category if you like. But she didn't put herself in that category. You know what I mean? Um, with all of the death threats and sexualization that she was receiving, um, that was her way of counteracting that, I believe, right? I can't speak for her in general, but that's what I was thinking, right? And so it's very hard as a woman to then see a man that has been in sports, but sports as a African American man is different than as a African American woman. You know, that's why the pays are so extremely different as well. And so, you guys give me your thoughts. Those are basically my thoughts. You can look on, Twitter was getting at Acho. It was a lot of stuff on Instagram. It was a lot of people that basically were not happy by a lot of his statements. But I will say again, just as many statements as he made, Shady made as well. And I didn't like a lot of his statements as well. So I can't put it all on Acho. I want to also put it on Shady as well, you know. Because if you saw that interview, like I said before, if you saw that interview with Angel Reese after the game with Iowa, after that game, she actually was just breaking down because of all the good things her teammates were saying about her. And maybe they already knew she was going to the WNBA. Um, but, that's why she got emotional and broke down and whatnot. It wasn't because she was trying to take away from Caitlin Clark's, win and all of that, because that's what they were also saying too, is that she was trying to take away from their moment. Like she should have just took her loss like a champ and just bowed out and not made it about her. She wasn't trying to make it about her. Her teammates were. So that's where a correction needed to be had. And the place that you're in as a sports announcer or what have you, you should be able to retract your statement and be able to say when you're wrong, when you're right, or what have you. That didn't happen. And you're way older than her, but you're expecting things from Angel Reese that you can't even produce as a grown ass man. So for me, it's like you want to talk about her, but what are you showing? Because you were saying that she was grown. She's making grown actions, but you're a grown man as well. And what are your actions showing or displaying? So, I don't know. Who's calling the kettle black now?